Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Don't breathe. I have a big board in front of me. It almost went flying. Did you hear me scream? Anyway, welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday is Transformational Tip Tuesday, and I am so excited because all this week we're flipping the switch. You know what happens when we flip the switch? That's when we go out of darkness into the light and we can see. Right? Contrast, my friends, contrast. Catherine, Jama, Nancy, Flynn, Carla, Noreen, all in the house, got the dream team. You know who they are. They're here too. And I am delighted that you're here. Thank you so much for showing up. Beth is in the house. Hello, Beth. So's Kimberline. So's Alice. Are you glad? Your sisters are here. It's time to, I look like I'm dressed like a muckluck, getting ready for winter or something, even though spring is around. You know, we've got all these daffodils blooming, but I'm not fooled. We could still have some more snow. Hey there, Deidre, Helen, Kathy. I'm so glad you're here. Don't forget, by the way, all of those Inner Circle, y'all, you know who you are. Inner Circles tonight. It's going to be good and off the hook. We got some hot seats. We got some hot stuff happening. So it's going to be great. 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, show up. Look in Slack. You'll get your link for that or your email. Meanwhile, last night was the sprint. Did you miss the webinar? Well, you have a second chance to see it. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/sprint and pick it up. Listen, April 1st, we are starting the Hot Melt 30. And I'm going to say right now, and I'm going to lay it all out. I think this is the thing that will take you to the level that you're looking for. Now, that webinar was done a few weeks ago, but it's on replay. savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY. If you go there, you can get the Hot Melt 30 guide. There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of information, and the reason why we do what we do. Now, as we start the Hot Melt 30, we're doing it for 30 days. That's going to start April 1st. We're talking tomorrow. I know, odd, right? Start something new on Friday, but that's how it works. Not tomorrow, I'm sorry. Friday, April 1st. No April Fool's Day joke on that one. But I just invite you to follow this link that's showing up right there underneath me. Boop, boop, savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY, to see why this is such a needle mover. Christina, I am so delighted for you. What do you see? How everything just changes. And I will say we have, some of our greatest success stories come from women who had done the sprint. And then they said, you know what? Hot Melt 30, here I come. And if you know Tanya, you've seen Tanya's incredible results all over our Facebook, Hot Melt Sprint Facebook page. And she credits a lot of the Hot Melt 30 because there's a mindset piece that even though we do the mindful mug and we talk about the importance of being mindful about this, that, and the other thing, this is when the needle moves. So please check that out. That's when I'm hoping that you're going to do it. Otherwise, do the sprint, and that's starting on Monday, the 4th. Yeah, Nancy, that's her plan. And I just totally agree with that. Jackie, lovely to have you here. Deborah, I'm glad you're here too. Lucy, lovely to have you here. And Nancy says this is her plan. So follow Nancy. And by the way, cheers, Nancy. This is to you, right? I do that for you. Also, we have a good quote of the week too. Check this one out because this is kind of the motto, I would say, even with the Hot Melt 30. The days are going to go by. So why not do what the clock does and keep it going? That's exactly what this is about. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does and keep it going. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. So I love that quote so much. I think it's so fantastic. Christine, did you see what Christina just said? Big changes started with the Hot Melt Sprint. She wants to keep the needle moving. That's precisely it. That's exactly what we're talking about. And I'm excited for you, Christina, because I love that you're involved. You're doing the work. You're making it happen. So we give you lots of props for that. So anyway, this is where we all are. Gracie's in the house, y'all. Gracie is in the house. Did you see our supplement of the week yet? You are really going to want to know about this, especially after Thursday. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Glycozyme, which helps with the impact of sugar as well as helping you to digest. And this one is Digestzymes, which also help you to digest. This is, I would say it's a little more heavy duty, but listen, if you've got blood sugar issues too, good stuff. I will tell you what I do. I get both. So what can I tell you? And with this week's special, you can afford to do it. Buy 3, get 1 free. Excuse me. You can find it all at savingdinner.com/show. Read what I have to say about it. Now, I write all these out myself, y'all. I don't just get some random person to write our copy. I wrote this. I wrote this so that you would understand exactly what digestive enzymes will do for your health, for your digestion, for your assimilation of nutrients, for your weight loss. It's all extraordinarily important. Okay? Get on this, because I'm not kidding you. I don't like seeing people have digestive issues. And there are things that we can do. Take this into your hands. Angie's in the house. So's Corliss. It is good for cholesterol too. Gina, very good. You're right. And it's also good for pain management. You know, it's good for pain. When I had I had a car accident. Oh, I'm going to say, golly, Caroline was in junior high school. So she's 32 now. Just put it in perspective. But we had an airbag come out and hit both of us. And we both had huge bruises on our sternums. And I did digestive enzymes, and that ate up the bruise. So it's interesting how it helps with everything. Crazy. There's my girl, Joanne. And hello, Carla in Arizona. It's so lovely to have you here. So let's see. What else do we have to tell you about? Speaking of Thursday and your gut, I want you to sign up for this webinar. Are we in agreement here? Pinkies up on this. If your gut is the most important part of your digestion, how do you think it affects your brain function, right? There's a connection there. How do you think it affects your mental health? Yes, there's a connection there. How do you think it affects your overall health, your weight loss, everything? When you understand how important your gut is, I'm telling you, I've got some jaw-dropping stuff for you too. The research is ridiculous. I have 10 pages of just research, and most of them are linked to studies. So yeah, I'm not going to bombard you with that. I am basically taking this and just drilling it all down so that it's palatable, shall we say? And just you wait. You know what? And when I say this, and Jenny's right, it is truly amazing how all of our systems are connected. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we understand this, because when one part of us is broken, it's never that nothing else gets broken, right? It means something else is probably out of whack. We are a system of systems, and we need to work synergistically with our bodies in order to optimize our health. That's how that whole thing works. Gracie, you take 1 to 2 or more before your meal. So you were going to take about, maybe, what is this, about 6 ounces of water. That would be good. And 1 or 2, 15 minutes before a meal, ideally. But I've done it like, oh, I forgot, take it out. It works. You'll feel the difference too. And it's not this is one of the things I like about the supplement. It is not one of those things where you just take it and you're going, oh, okay, whatever. But you take it and you immediately feel the effect. Listen, when we have, what is it? Good grief. When we have full bloom, I'll tell you about that in a minute too. When we have full bloom in person, I put this on the table and pass it around. I just want everybody to feel the effects of having Digestzymes when you eat a steak versus not. This is just a night and day difference. Night and day. So that's why I like that so much. And savingdinner.com/show. When you buy 3, you're going to get 1 for free. That's a great deal, because then you can afford to put 1 in your purse and have 1 on the counter, so you're never without. That's how I roll. Anyway, just keep that in mind. The other thing that I want you to keep in mind is this Thursday's gut webinar, savingdinner.com/gut, to grab your seat. You have to do this in order to get the replay and all of that. So let's get that done. All right. The other thing is on Friday, we have our Q&A. And who doesn't love a good Q&A, right? All you got to do to get your question answered is to send them in. You have to send them in via email to support@savingdinner.com. And in the subject line, put question for Leanne on Friday. And that's how you get in the queue. And I will answer it this Friday live. Does that sound like a deal? Jocelyn, hello. I'm glad you're here. So let's see, what else do I have to tell you about? I've got 2 full bloomy things to tell you about. First of all, we have the one coming up on Saturday, April 23rd. It's time to get registered. Listen to me for a minute. We just, the swag bag, y'all. The swag bag. The swag bag is going to just absolutely blow you away. First of all, it comes in the mail. We spend time, a lot of energy and everything. And this is a juicy swag bag this time. I'm telling you, whoa. Wow, wait till you see what you're getting. So do yourself a favor and get signed up. This is the thing about Saturday, April 20th. It's an all-day event. We have breaks in between. You get to fellowship and have community time with your sisters. It's freaking awesome. But secondarily that I want to tell you about, you also get to have this forever. And you'll be able to go into it and watch. If there's a part, you just write a timestamp in your notes, like go watch this part again because whoa, this one blew me away. Do it, do it, do it, do it. That's what I want. That's what I want you to do. Again, which zyme is better for GERD or gallbladder issues, and again, Kathy, I'm going to say both, but for GERD, I would gallbladder, I would go DigestZymes. If you don't have blood sugar issues, then don't worry about it. But yeah, GERD and boy, and I have a thing or two to say about GERD, and I have a thing or two to say about gallbladders. I have a thing or two to say about digestion. You're going to find out on Thursday. I'm very opinionated. Have you figured that one out yet? With good reason. I do my research. savingdinner.com/bloom to get your seat. Do it now so we can, we've got you all ready to go, because when those swag bags go out, you guys, your jaws are going to drop. They're just going to be something. You see what Joanne said and Nancy? They are incredible. Heart, mind, body, and soul, man. We're all over it. Yeah, ACV is really good for GERD. I would always, 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 always do ACV. Got the facts. Nothing but the facts, ma'am. Are you signed up for our text messages? Ooh, I forgot to tell you about that too. Yeah, just July 29th and 30th is Full Bloom in person here in Brevard, North Carolina. Do you have it on your calendar? All the details are not available, but they will be. What you need to do right now, though, is think about flights and housing. Asheville Airport in North Carolina is the closest. In South Carolina, we have a Greenville Airport, which is about 2 hours away, and also Charlotte, North Carolina, about 2.5. You just need to get that done, and the accommodations. We're a small little town of 8,000 people, and we blow up to about 30,000 people in the summer. Just so you know. I want to make sure that you're covered and taken care of. Now, the text messages, there it is. What you want to do is get your phone and text the word join to this phone number, 855-960-3720, and you'll be added to our text message list. After you reply yes to the message that we send you back, that's to confirm your subscription, just so we're not spamming you, right? Not spamming you. We don't want to spam you. And don't forget, it is cap sensitive, so you want to put join all in caps. Can you do that? I want you to do that. You know why I want you to do that? Did you see that? Carla named her text message Lincoln's mom. Well, that's pretty accurate. Thank you so much, Carla. That's so funny. You can take the DigestZymes with ACV water. Yes, you can, Alice. You can. And just, understand this, that everybody has a sensitivity. So I would take 1 ACV one or ACV water, just a little bit. I wouldn't do what I would normally do, but just maybe half that, and then take your digestive and make sure that you darn well eat afterwards. Otherwise, it's not going to feel good. And remember something, that you do not have an overabundance of stomach acid in your stomach. That is not why you get acid indigestion. You get it because it's a reflux. In other words, it's pushing up into your throat. It's not because you have too much. That's not the issue, ever. You don't have too much. You need more. Seriously. It makes so much a different. All right. You'll hear about it on my gut webinar. I'm not kidding you. I'm not messing around with this stuff. I'm going to burst a lot of bubbles and bash a lot of myths. So I'm sick and tired of such garbage being dished out by mainstream medicine of just all these things. Here, have some Tums, and Mark has Tums. And it just irritates snot out of me. No, Mark, you can't do that. You are destroying your digestive enzymes. And you know what happens? Sorry, here comes a little sidebar soapbox. You know what happens when you're doing all that reflux stuff and you're taking all those Tums and all of that? You're killing your digestive enzyme, your own digestive enzymes and your own stomach acid. And guess what happens to the food you're eating? Not much. And then it goes into your digestive, then you've got it going all the way down into your intestinal tract. And do you think your body's going to extrapolate those nutrients very well? Not really. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to start seeing it as intruder because it is not properly digested. There's a digestive system that happens from your mouth through your throat to the top of your stomach to the bottom of your stomach and all the way through your large and small intestine. And if we don't honor that and we squelch it, and squelch it with all this garbage that, it does make you feel better because it kills the stomach acid that's up in your throat. The point is that you need it down in your tummy, right? Might feel better for a minute, but you're not doing your body any favors whatsoever. And your digestion is crap. Well, you know what I mean by that. All right, so there's my little sidebar on that. Listen, Gracie, I hear you. Show up on Thursday. I'm gonna show you, give you the ropes on the whole thing. It'll make such a difference together. All right. So by the way, cheers. I am drinking hot milk mix. Had people who Facebook message, what are you drinking? What is that white stuff? It is this. It's called hot milk mix. Now, do you know what hot milk mix is? It is exogenous ketones, meaning it will keep you in ketosis, which is great because you're fat burning, number one. And number two, it also has lots of electrolytes in it, which will keep your body happy and also help you with the absorption of all this hydration. It is delicious, Tracy. I'm going to have to agree with you on that. So that's what I'm drinking. And I do this with Nancy every day because I'm starting to forget my hot milk mix. I used to do it all the time. So cheers. Now I'm not. You can do the same thing. It's good. It's a good piggyback habit. If you're going to show up here, why not? All right. You want to get into it? We've been talking this week about flipping the switch because of, me and my little predilection for contrast. Just love it. And when I flip a switch, when I go and I flip the light switch in my room, I go from being in total darkness to light. And I can see things. I can see the contrast of things. I can see shadow. I can see exactly what it is that I want. Without flipping the switch, you don't get to do that. You don't have a contrast. You just have darkness and you're just kind of guessing. And that's not fun when you stub your toe on your bed. Anybody ever do that? I have a friend who just did that and broke the daylights out of his toe. It wasn't pretty. And it took a picture of it and showed it. Look, there's my toe. Thanks for sharing. Whatever. Anyway, so I wanted to bring in something we have talked about before, and I've shared before on Full Bloom, and I've even shared before here in the Daily Dish show. But I wanted to go back to this because this is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle for getting this whole mindset thing figured out. Mindset, oftentimes people think it's just a bunch of gobbledygook, bumper sticker theology and philosophy and just feel good, rah, rah. It's not. It is not. Because you know what it is? A mindset piece is the way your filtration system and the way you view the world, how your belief system works. And, you've heard the thing, is your glass half full or half empty, right? That could be a piece of mindset. But it's also goes way beyond that. And it goes into the place of showing you and giving you either a vibrant life or not. Because without the proper mindset, it doesn't matter what you do, because your mindset will destroy your attempts, will destroy your hope, and an improper mindset will take you down in no time at all. That's just how it works. So if we're going to flip the switch on a set mindset versus a growth mindset, we're going to be able to have at least the foundation laid so that we can do this. This is where it gets really critical and important. This is a book that changed my life. I read it, probably, look, I've got all these notes already in the back. 2015, I read it, I think. It's called Mindset, the New Psychology of Success, how we can learn to fulfill our potential in every single way, parenting, business, school, relationships. And I would say even with the relationship that you have with yourself and how you view the world, it's that incredible. Now, this is a book by Carol Dweck. She also, if you want to go to TED.com, this is where you can find TED Talks, and you can watch her incredible presentation. It really is quite magical, I think, because this is where I learned and unlearned so many different things. Because haven't you heard before that your intelligence is set at a certain age, and that every time you drink a beer or something like that, you're destroying brain cells, and that it's no use trying to get smarter because it's a done deal by the time you're 5 or something? Have you heard all that? Well, guess what? It's all been disproven with new science. And this new science, this gal, she's a PhD professor at Stanford. I mean, she knows her stuff. And she did this study with millions of people. And this is what they came up with, this notion that there's this thing called a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. So if you're taking notes, today's the day to take them. Otherwise, by the way, you can always get our show notes. Our show notes are available for you in the Daily Dish. That's our newsletter that goes out daily. You get recipes, you get all kinds of stuff, and just kind of keep up with what we're doing here. And you get the show notes from the day before. If you go to savingdinner.com, you'll figure it out, because there'll either be a pop-up or a little sidebar somewhere with directions on how to do it. It's your name, it's your email address, and we ask for your phone number too, because we're that nosy. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to run through we're going to run through fixed versus growth mindset. And again, you're going to get all of this. There's basically 6 things for a fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. And then there is, you'll get the layout basically. I'm sure Lindsay's doing our newsletters now, so I'm sure she'll do something pretty with it. So you're just going to have to deal with me and my yippity yap. Okay. First of all, a fixed mindset says intelligence is set, because that's what we were told. We believe it. We were told that by a certain age, your intelligence is set. There's nothing more that you can do. And you're basically stuck with the hand you've been dealt. Well, the new science tells us, and this is the growth mindset, by the way, that intelligence can be developed. I don't care how old you are, by the way. It's not game over until, you're pushing up the daisies. At any point, we can do that. You know what it's a matter of doing? It's a matter of learning new things. It's a matter of being a lifetime learner and making a decision that you're not too old to learn something. I can't tell you how many women, and this might be you, and if I'm poo-pooing on you, just take it to heart. Know that I love you, but I'm going to say it anyway. How many of you oftentimes will say, well, computer stuff and ooh, high tech. I can't learn that. I'm too old for that. Anyone? Am I talking to you? I've said it myself and I'm take it back. You know why I take it back? Because I am here on purpose and for purpose, put here by God Himself. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And therefore, if I am to be a lifetime learner, I can lifetime learn anything I set my mind to because I have a growth mindset. You too? Is that you? I'm calling you out. Don't say this anymore. Can we just make an agreement? Can we pinkies up on this one? That we'll stop saying I'm too old. I can't learn new things. Oh, too hard, too whatever. Let's learn together. Let's be these women. Let's be these women that say, okay, I don't get how to do that, but I can learn. I can go to YouTube and teach myself things. I can do anything I set my mind to do because I have a growth mindset. Intelligence is learned. It's not something that's just been given to you and that's it. Not true. False. Aren't you relieved? You know what that's saying to you? You know what that's saying to you? You know who this is calling out? We who are of a certain age and saying that the world is our oyster. We have the ability to do anything that it is that we decide that we want to do. Now, we're not talking ridiculousness. We're talking things that can be learned, you know? But I mean, honestly, we're not going to all go out there and be prima ballerinas with the New York City Ballet. Hello? The time is up on that, but so what? The time is not up for you to learn how to be savvy with a computer. The time is not up for you to learn how to do things so your kids don't have to come rescue you. We have the opportunity to learn it because we have a growth mindset. Intelligence is not set. We can grow at any time. You know what some of the things you can do to start exercising those parts of your brain? Brush your teeth with the opposing hand. I am right-handed. Sometimes I will brush my teeth with my left-handed. You know why I do that? Because I know that it feels awkward and weird and my brain is working really hard to figure out what the heck is she doing? You know, we just need to keep our brain going like this. That's what a growth mindset does for us. And that opens the door of opportunity. Amen? All right, that's number one. A fixed mindset avoids challenges. Let's go back to the computer thing, shall we? Oh, that's too hard. I can't do that. Oh, I'm on the struggle bus. How many times? I mean, all the stuff that we say, our brains say, your wish is my command master. Because our brains are going to take any kind of direction from us, even if it's ridiculous. Once upon a time, in an effort to be funny, I used to say, yeah, I walk by a bakery and I smell it and I gain weight. And guess what? I did. Because my brain was saying, oh, is this what we're supposed to do? Let's do it then. Give the girl a couple of pounds. This is how asinine it is. We have to start and go to the place of not avoiding challenges, but instead of embracing that and just say, okay, I don't know how, but I'm going to learn. I don't know how, and I'm going to learn. You know, how about the and? Remember, we dropped the buts and said and. We can do anything we set our minds to. Anything. What if you decided right now, today, that you're going to learn a foreign language? You think you could do it? Yeah, you can. And you can do it for free. Duolingo, get on it and just make a commitment to being consistent and showing up every day and doing the work. That's how we get there. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible when we embrace the challenge. Don't you love that? Number 3 is obstacles. Listen, anybody here, I just have a question. Has anybody here noticed in their lifetime on earth that something invariably gets in the way? There's always something. I hear people say, oh, I was doing this and then life gets in the way. Yeah, life is always going to get in the way. But an obstacle doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you go on the defensive. If you have a fixed mindset, it does. But an obstacle just means that we see it, we know it, and we think, okay, so how am I going to get around this thing? What is my detour plan? Today, I went and had my nails done, and on the way home, they had this big thing set up. So I had to detour from how I usually get home. So what? I still got home, just a different route. That's how it is in life, though. There's always something that's going to get in the way. So we can either say, oh my gosh, it's too hard and I can't do it and it's just ruined everything. Or we can say, you know what? I can persist. I can go. And even if I cha-cha 2 steps back, I can cha-cha 3 steps forward if I persist, if I stay the course. Speaking of that, the Hot Milk 30, do I expect you to do it perfectly? No. Are you going to do it perfectly? No. But I do expect you to put excellence forward on this. I do expect you to figure it out when you have a day that just goes off. I expect you to sit back and go, okay, so what just happened here? What can I do about this? How can I change this up so that tomorrow I don't have to deal with the same stuff? That is a growth mindset, because that is recognizing the human equation of what life has, which is obstacles and crazy. It doesn't go like this, or it doesn't go like this either. It goes like this. And sometimes it goes down and then it goes up. It's a roller coaster. And when we see this and understand this and say, okay, that's cool, we're with it, we can do this, then guess what? We get there. We do. We get there. And sometimes we're panting. And sometimes we're just like, barely sliding into first, sliding into home base. But we did it. That's how it works. Hey, Sue. So I just say to that, this is great stuff. This gives us the opportunity that anything is possible. And then our fixed efforts, fixed mindset, all the effort that we put out, we say, oh, it's just not worth it. This is worse than anything. Why even try? This is fruitless. That's what a fixed mindset says when they're giving it your all, not getting anywhere. Because have you ever been in the place, and I've seen this has happened to me, where you're sprinting and nothing's happening. You haven't lost an inch, you haven't lost a pound, and you're sitting here, I'm doing everything right. I'm hydrating, I'm sleeping, I'm eating the food right, I'm not eating too much, I'm, not eating too little either. I'm taking really good care of myself. I'm doing everything. Well, you give up and you say, forget about it. And the next thing you know, your car's driving through to something and just say, yeah, it doesn't work for me. Whereas if you have a growth mindset, you'll see your effort as a path to mastery, and you'll experience it too. Because, 8 days, 9 days later, whoosh, there goes 4 pounds. That's how it works. That's how it works. Your body's saying, you're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? Oh, really? Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep going. Okay, reward, here it comes. This is the way. Your effort is a path to mastery. And just like obstacles, there's a lot of wiggle involved. Like the cha-cha, there's a lot of back and forth. But you will get there. You will get there if you hold on and don't give up, because you know that your growth mindset is the place to go and the place to get you there. That's how effective it is. And then this is a big one, because anybody have a critical spouse? Criticism, the criticism. When the criticism comes, what do? Defensive, or we ignore it, even if it might be useful or helpful, because don't like it. Nobody likes criticism. Can we just be honest with it? Can we just be honest with it? Well, guess what happens when you have a growth mindset? Even when you do not like it, you still learn from it. You still learn from it. You can still talk to the messenger and say, you know what, I didn't appreciate that, but I'm going to tell you something. I learned something from it. But next time when you want to come at me with something, can you be a little gentler or whatever? So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Get into it and decide that you have the chutzpah to be the analysis check. The gal who says, wait a second. That dug deep. I didn't like that. That hurt. That was awful. That was mean. But there was a grain of truth there. And that's the nugget that I'm going to take from this. Growth mindset does that. Fixed mindset, boom, that baby gone. And so's the bathwater. And then the last one is when you have a fixed mindset and you see the success of others, what do? You feel threatened. You got jealous. You're envious. And you're just like, well, you start saying things like, well, she doesn't have 3 kids at home. Well, she doesn't have all the things that I have going on in my life. She's not busy. She can do this full time. Do we do that? That's what happens with a fixed mindset. It's just very narrow and sad. Well, it's 7th grade. She likes her better. I mean, come on, grow up. Am I right? Of course. Instead, what do? Well, I'll tell you what we do, because I see it all the time in the Hot Melt Sprint group on Facebook. We see the success of others and we learn. Boy, oh boy, what's she doing? What's Tanya doing that she's on day 300 and she's maintaining that 130-pound weight loss? What's she doing? It's inspirational. It is an aspiration. I want to be like her. Right? Amen. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Of all joy. If you want your life wrecked and you want it taken down and you want to feel just nothing but bitterness and anger and angst and all the rest of it, you do that. But that's fixed mindset. It's not a growth mindset, and it's not going to get you to where you want, because at the very end of it, with a fixed mindset like this, what do you see as far as success in anything? Very, very limited. But a growth mindset sees opportunity. The door swings wide for somebody with a growth mindset. And let me just say this, one of my favorite, this quote, one of my favorite quotes is that little hinges swing big doors. And little hinges are making decisions about the type of mindset that you're going to have. And that's going to open that big old door to higher levels of success on everything, on all the things, on whatever your goals are. It's going to help you to do that. So when we approach our goals, the vibrant vision that we have for ourselves, for our lives, for our families, for our friends, for our communities, when we approach it with a growth mindset, everything changes, because we can motivate ourselves. We can even motivate others, because there's a ripple effect that happens, right? So why don't we take a look at perhaps something needs to change? We have the ability to learn, to grow, and to be, but we don't if we have a closed mindset, fixed mindset, one that says there are no possibilities for me, versus the growth mindset, man, expansive. Am I right? Go watch Carol Dweck's DWECK, by the way. Go watch her TED Talk. It'll open your eyes, in a big, big way. And not only that, but it's going to make all of these possibilities, just everything pop for you. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Thank you, Andrea. All right, I appreciate you joining me. Don't forget about Wise Women's Wednesday. Boy, oh boy, if you like this, wait to hear tomorrow. We got some juicy stuff coming your way. I'm so looking forward to it. And while I'm thinking about it, today, Dweck, DWECK. And while I'm thinking about it, do this. Okay. Can somebody, there it is. Carol Dweck, DWECK. And while I'm thinking about it, do this right now. Go to savingdinner.com/gut and go get your seat for the gut webinar, because talk about boom chakalaka. That's going to make your head explode. It's going to be good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Peace be with you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.